Well, I have a decision to make. Am I gonna go to the Salvation Army family store on half off day and see if I can find anything? Or am I just gonna call it quits and go do a Facebook Marketplace speed run? I don't know. I have a decision to make here because I'm not in the thrifting mood and I don't normally have that much success in this store, but I've also never been here at this time of day on half off day. So I have a little bit of a choice to make here, and we'll find out what happens here in just a second. Yeah, I was suspicious why there weren't cars lined up on half off day. And here's the reason. When you see prices like this, and then prices like this, even on half off day, that's just not gonna work. So that place was totally empty. They even had the doors open a little bit early. So I turned around, went back into my car. I'm back at home. We're back to square one. This is gonna go from a thrift run video to a Facebook Marketplace speed run video because I just was not having it. I don't have that much success inside that Salvation Army anyway, but the prices were outrageous. Now they do promotions other than like the half off day every Wednesday. And I don't know if it's like this in your area. Please comment, by the way, in the comments, if your Salvation Army's prices are nuts too. They just don't have enough, and it's a huge store. They just don't have enough to really pique my interest. So we're gonna start this one over from scratch, and it's Facebook speedrun time. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So in today's video, I'm gonna make a Facebook Marketplace stop. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes late at night when I'm up and I can't really fall asleep, I'm fishing through Facebook Marketplace just to see if I can see anything that's interesting. I don't spend an absolute ton of time on Facebook Marketplace because I think my time is better spent in other areas, but every now and then I will come across a good deal that you can't pass up on. In this instance, I'm gonna do a little bit of an experiment here. So I found a bunch of video game equipment, and I know you folks know how well video game stuff sells. So a lady was selling a lot of Xbox 360 stuff, and she took my offer of $40 for the whole lot. So I'm gonna collect this stuff now. I'm actually in the driveway of the individual ready to pick the items up. Once I get them home, I'm going to time myself to see how long it takes me to photograph every item. And then I'm also gonna take the time to time myself to see how fast I can get everything listed. And at the end of the day, we'll tally up what I think I can get for the $40 that I spend, because it was just a lot of, like, there were a couple of guitars, a drum set that has like a slight issue with it, some games and some other stuff. So I'm just doing a random experiment, and let's see how much money we think we can make at the end of the day. All right, so here's a quick look at everything here. A couple of guitars, there's some games in there. There's not gonna be anything really terribly exciting here. This is the drum set. It looks like it has a little bit of an issue with one of these cymbals here. So we'll get it home, assess it, and we'll see how we did. All right, so here's what came in that haul. Nothing very impressive, and I'm a little bit disappointed on this Aerosmith guitar here because if you look at the back, it's missing the battery cover. So these are good. This guitar usually gets you around $40, in between 30 and 50 if it's in good condition. It's a little bit scraped up right here, but the fact that this doesn't have the battery compartment messes that up a little bit. This guitar here is Harmonix, I believe. The model number is 822152. Probably get, I'm gonna say $25 for that guitar, not including shipping. The games, nothing special here, all sports related titles, probably no more than $5, $10 per game. I might just lot these up and just sell them all together. So there's 4, 8, 11 games total. This is an EA Sports Logitech microphone. This probably won't even sell. I may even just throw this away or lot it up with the games just to get rid of it. This right here is the Xbox 360 Portal of Power. I don't know what the value is on this. I can't imagine it's worth a whole lot. And then of course the drum set. Now the cymbals, I might just part this drum set out because if you look at it, there's an issue right here. I don't know if it's broken or not. So the other one right there. And I knew this prior to purchasing it. So what I might do is just sell these cymbals here. I might be able to get $20 for those. And then the stand here as well, I might be able to get 20 for that as well. And I may just throw this away or sell it untested as is for parts. Maybe throw $10 on it because it's going to cost a lot for somebody to have it shipped. So if I do that, 10 there, 20 there, 20 there, that's 50. I might ask 40 for the games, 90. 115 if you add this guitar, 15 to 20 bucks, so we're at 130 if I sell that for that price. So on a $40 spend for all of this, it's not terrible, but it could have been better. If this was in perfect working order, I probably could have gotten $100 for the drum set there, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll see. This is probably going to be a harder sell. The guitars will sell a lot quicker. The games are nothing special, and you know, the majority of them are sports titles. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, maybe if I'm lucky, 120 on a $40 spend. That's not a terrible return, but honestly, I can do better in thrift stores. So I've seen better days. This was just one of those things where it was late night and I made an offer, which I do often, and you know, had to follow through on it. So there you go. And I got all of that gaming related stuff listed. So let's take a look. So the first listing that I started, and remember the pictures took me just under 20 minutes. I did this at 12:02 p.m. was the first listing. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then there's 4 here. So that's 7. And then there's the 8th listing, which was the game lot. So I got that done at 12:29. So the math on that, 27 minutes and then 18 to get them listed. So I got it listed pretty quick. I got it photographed and listed relatively fast. I can't complain. Is it the greatest purchase in Facebook Marketplace history? No. So, you know, I had to follow through. I paid 40 bucks for it. Might as well just get it done. And I'm sure this stuff will, you know, it'll sell eventually. It's probably not going to fly off of my shelves here, but an interesting lesson nonetheless. So there you have it, all listed. And yeah, that's that. All right, real quick before we go, here are the hard numbers. So if you want to factor in the drive time it took me to get to the stuff and pick it all up, we're going to say about 15 minutes was the time it took me to get there. It was literally a second from the thrift store that I like to go to in the mornings sometimes, so it really wasn't out of my way. But if you want to factor in the time, just to be exact, 15 minutes. It took me 18 minutes to do the photos for all of the listings, and then it took me 27 minutes to get them listed while adding the photos. So that is actually exactly 60 minutes. So it took me 1 full hour to make the pickup. I have everything listed for $145 total. If you factor in best offers, let's say it's going to hover around $130 I'll make if I sell everything at the prices I'm asking, and then just factoring in like maybe a 5 or 10% drop on some of the items, not all of them. That leaves me with, I back 15% out, 10 for eBay and then 5 for PayPal. That's going to leave me with $110.50. So my ROI on that hour is 176%. So take the 110.50, subtract the investment I made, and then divide it over the total investment. And then I think you have to multiply by 100 to get the percentage. So 176% return. Now, is that a good return for my eBay business if I wanted to do that full time? Probably not, because like I said, I do better in thrift stores. My returns are much higher. If you've seen some of my Bolo videos, I mean, you see what some of the stuff sells relative to what I pay for it. The thing about video game stuff is it sells quick. In fact, that red Aerosmith guitar, that has already sold. It sold, and I said I was going to list it for 15. I actually listed it for 20, and it's already sold. So video game stuff, you might have to accept a lower return on your investment. But in exchange for that, the stuff sells a little bit quicker. So 176%, I mean, I can't complain at the end of the day. I think I was kind of annoyed by some of the issues that the stuff had, but it'll sell. And you know, you hear me say it often, a return is a return is a return. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, like, comment, all of those things. Let me know how we're doing. We'll see you in the next video.